Why you ask me that?
I was just wondering who taught you how to drive a car. I've been wondering who taught you how to drive. I'm concerned about. I'm worried about when you get out. You gonna remember how to drive?
Probably not. Probably not. That's why they got Uber. Whoever was thinking about me.
They sure got Uber. They sure go. Cause listen, yeah, cause I can't take you everywhere. I can't take you everywhere you want to go.
I don't see.
Yeah, and
I don't see why you can't. I don't see why you can't.
Well, look,
Yeah.
y'all already know what time it is. You are now doing time with, look, hold on. What was it? Y'all already know what time it is. You are now on the phone with Big Joe and Lil Joe. What y'all got going on, man? Pops, you got something you want to say real quick?
Yeah, man. Look, it's been a minute since we did one, man. I'm looking forward to it. And everybody out there that's been supporting me on my podcast, I really appreciate that, man. Things are looking real good for me, and I really appreciate everybody out there and all the support, right?
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, if y'all ain't already tuned in to the podcast, the YouTube channel is Doing Time with Joe. You know what I'm saying? That's DOIN, Time with Joe. You know what I'm saying? JOE. I'm gonna put the link in the description when you can search it. But yeah, man, Pops, I've been seeing you being consistent, man. You posted a story. I seen it this morning come on my timeline about somebody got caught kissing a boy.
Yeah.
I ain't had a chance to watch it yet, but you know, I know a lot of people fascinated and people with, you know, things that go on in prison, and that's one of the things that's associated a lot. You know, a lot of times people think all men, you know, experience that at some point, and that ain't how it go. But
what goes on in here?
Now, what was that particular individual affiliated?
Yes, he was affiliated. He was in the he was a vice lord. I didn't really mention that in the episode, you know what I'm saying, for different reasons, right? I didn't want to start a war or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, he was in opposition, man. Yeah, and I walked up on him and caught him kissing. You know what I'm saying? And from that point on, you know what it was. It was pretty much anything I wanted him to do, he would do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's what I was about to say. I was wondering, you know, how long you held on the information, and because people don't realize, like, that stuff really go on to where, you know, extortion, blackmail, like it's a real thing to where, you know, especially when you got secrets on somebody, you know what I'm saying, you can control the flow. What was your approach to the person to even let that be known that basically I own you at this point?
Well, I mean, he saw that I saw him. You feel what I'm saying? And he basically approached me and was like, please, OT, don't say nothing about this. You feel what I'm saying? Now, keep in mind that, you know, at that time, man, I was still in rotation. And, you know, my mind is always on, you know what I'm saying, trying to get the ups on the other side. You know what I mean? So when he approached me, it was like I already knew what I was going to say. I just want to see how much he was going to say and what he was willing to do. You know what I mean? And what he was willing to give me. And I knew that if it would have come out that he was involved in a relationship like that, that he would have probably got butchered. So it's anything that I wanted him to do from that point on, man.
What was this dude at? Like, what was he at? Like, how you...
Okay, like, I get up in the mornings, right, you know, when I was at this particular place, and I walk. You know, that's how I prepare my day. I walk and I meditate, right?
That's how I was.
Now, I was waiting on somebody to come in and give me some information about some things or whatever, because they was taking care of some business for me too, right? So while I'm walking and waiting on dude to bring in, you know what I'm saying, my pack, I'm walking these laps, and, you know, when you pass by the cells, you know, at this particular facility, you know, you got the window on the doors, right? It's the small window that's kind of in the center of the top part of the door.
Right,
and you can see stuff as you're walking, you feel me?
Yeah,
So I'm walking, and out of my peripheral, because I'm not trying to look, and then you see, you don't see, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
So as I'm walking, out of my peripheral, I see some, hey, wait a minute, that looks a little too cozy, you know what I'm saying? And then as I'm walking again, I see it. Oh, they are so hugged up and kissing that they don't even realize that the blind done fell down, you know, because they had it covered up.
Wow,
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of cone. It's hanging loose, you know, I guess the tape. I mean, they in one of those, it's a movie kiss, you know, where you see the tongue and all. I'm like, hold on, put on the brakes. And I look, I saw, okay, there it is. Now, I get another lap, but this time, somebody's on the way in. So I hit the door. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, look, man, somebody's on the way in.
Yeah.
And then they stopped, of course, like that. And after that, man, it was like, boom, whatever I wanted. Yeah.
I had one situation like that where I didn't see nothing, but you know, everybody had went to child, and you know, they dipped in a cell, and they didn't see I saw them dip in the cell, but I saw when they came out. You could tell it was a calculated move. They know how much time, you know what I'm saying, they had to buy. You know what I'm saying? And they come on out of the cell, and like you said, they put themselves in a position. You know, they bring it to you because they aware of where they at, what's going on. At, you know, hey man, if I don't go, you try to get in front of it and try to, you know what I'm saying. At that point, you know, you give somebody power over you, man, which really is more so the conversation I really want to have. Like that feeling of, especially in there, but people carry it out here too. People don't know how to be when you're not being yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you going through that phase of hiding, and somebody know what it is that you hide, man. Like you give that person too much power and control over you. You know what I'm saying? You scared of, you scared of, you know what I'm saying, being exposed. And now, you know.
Well, I think in the terminology that I would use in that, they're afraid of being who they are in that moment, whatever that is, whoever they are. You know what I mean? It's like that, whatever your genuine self, whoever your genuine self is that you believe to be anyway at that moment, they are afraid and they want to hide that secret, whether it be messing with somebody in the way that they were, or having a relationship with somebody outside of a marriage, or whatever the case may be. They don't want that to be exposed. And don't get me wrong, man, I look back on that now, and regardless of what he was doing or they were doing, I was wrong in my approach in using that against him. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not in a good position, you know what I'm saying, to be doing that to anybody at that time. I shouldn't have been doing that at all because it was wrong. Right. But it's like you say, people do that inside and outside of prison, and then you give power over to somebody that knows a secret about you. And when you get out in front of it yourself, you know what I'm saying, be honest. It's about being honest with yourself. That don't mean you might be right in the behavior. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody's doing something ain't got no business, you know, and you're being honest with yourself about bad behavior, that's between you and the Most High. Yeah. But you got to be honest with yourself and say, okay, this is what it is. Why would you not want to tell people that if you were in a relationship, an extramarital affair, whatever the case may be, why wouldn't you not want to be honest with that person and say, look, we're having problems in our relationship and we need to work on it because I'm looking the other way. You see what I'm saying? Right. People won't do that, and then when you put yourself in a situation where you take that extra step, now all of a sudden somebody's seeing it. It's always somebody watching. Right. You know what I mean? Right. It's always somebody watching. And then now, like you just said, you put yourself in a position being subordinate to that person because now this person knows something that you don't want anybody else to know. And here we go. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'd rather you treat me some type of way, me being in my truth, versus, you know, me feeling like, because I can respond to you different when I've already exposed myself. You know, ain't no shame. I ain't carrying that guilt and that shame of, you know, I ain't gonna say nothing, I can't respond. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that movie 8 Mile with Eminem. He knew his opponent, what he was gonna do in the battle rap. So before he went on and said everything this dude was gonna potentially say about him in the battle rap. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking, you know what I'm saying, I'm taking my power before you even you think you're gonna have some kind of control over me. And like even since I've been home, like I've had several situations where, you know, especially when I had jumped back in the streets and people were, man, and I was like, you must feel like I won't expose myself. Like I done been in that state of fear, you know, before. I have too. Yeah, I have too. I know how they feel. And once I came to the conclusion of, you know, man, listen, I'm gonna be who I am. My mistakes is my mistakes. You know what I've done, I've done it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna live. And it's a different level of freedom when, even if I look at somebody and they thinking, nah, they got something on me. Man, do you not know I'll scream into the world and won't care because I don't answer to you? Like, absolutely. Like, absolutely. It's like you said.
Yeah. And then I know, and then And then I know human love is conditional. You know, like you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you know, you can turn and flip and flop on me at any given time, whether if I'm being perfect or whatever it is or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. The Most High gonna love me, you know, unconditionally. That's at agape.
But
so, yeah.
But see, what you just described, though, Boo, is a conscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
See, most people don't have that conscious mind to understand that, you know, the Most High already know what your behavior is, so there's no point in you lying about it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you can be honest with the Most High, then you have the strength to be honest with everybody else. He'll give you that strength.
For sure.
Most people don't do that. Think about it like this. Think about this. Have you ever wondered why when people pray, or has it ever been a time where you were praying and you didn't tell the Most High everything that it was that you did for some reason or another, thinking that he didn't already know? You see what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but think about how depraved a person's mind has to be to think that the Most High don't know already. He just wants you to voice it and say it to him and ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Or ask for understanding. Exactly. So if you can't do that with the Most High, Lord have mercy, you don't have the strength to do it with anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's when you get to that place of strength where it's like, oh, okay then, you think you're doing something. Let me tell everybody before you tell everybody.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm loved anyway.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm loved regardless of, you know, what you say. Well, you can depend on your, you know what I'm saying, where you at in life. Like, some people do allow other people, you know, to break them and stuff. But you gotta, once you come into yourself, man, it's hard for another human being to put you in bondage when you really, like you said, conscious and you aware of. At the end of the day, you know, I know who I answer to. Like, I'm, you know. Right. And what would you say before I end this? Like, what would you say to a person who is in that state, like where they really, you know what I'm saying, you under the control of somebody else? Because you told me before in the cell that Northeast control is an illusion. Because at the point that point realizes, hold on, wait a minute, it's a simple change of, man, I don't care, and that power is gone, and you realize they never had it in the first place. You gave it to them.
Exactly. What I would say to them, one is that it's not going to be as bad as you think it's going to be. Your mind is playing tricks on you because your mind doesn't acknowledge the right or wrong. Your mind just acknowledges trying to protect you from losing your mind, your sanity, and so to speak, right? Mm-hmm. So I would tell you first, it's not going to be as bad as you think it's going to be, and don't ever get it twisted. It's the negative behavior that we want to always keep secret. When you're doing something right and good, you want to share it with the world. Right. It's the negative behavior that you try to keep secret that we all want to keep secret. So, look here. Turn that corner and start to line up. Develop some principles that you want to live. Don't decide to make you compromise those principles, then don't do it. Right. You have to have that kind of roadmap for yourself. We all have roadmaps, but is that roadmap going to take you to where you really want to be or where you really need to be? Develop some principles to live by and do that and practice that. And always remember, it's never going to be as bad as you think it is. It's never going to be as bad. So find that strength, pray, meditate, whatever it is that you do, you know what I'm saying, and get the Most High to give you that strength to just get out in front of it, because it's only in darkness. It's only in darkness that people can have control over you.
Right.
When you are in the light and living in the light and walking in the light, no, they don't have control over you. You understand who you are, and you understand who the Most High is and the love that He's giving you at all times, even when you're not acknowledging it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say. What would you say?
I'm gonna end it with that, man. I ain't even gonna, you know, because I already agree with what you're saying, man. Y'all already know what it is. You on the phone with Big Joe and Little Joe, man. If y'all ain't checked out the episode he was talking about the dude kissing the boy, it's on his page, Doing Time with Joe. It might have been the last episode he uploaded, but I'm gonna put the link in the description so y'all can go and check that out. Like I said, it's always a blessing and love, you know what I'm saying? Y'all come and kick it with me and my guy. So I'm gonna get up with y'all. Y'all hold it down.